Yo, what's up guys? This review is split into two parts. The first part is gonna be me like in-game free building a little bit in Fortnite, since I know these keyboards are really popular for Fortnite players. And in the second part I'm gonna go over technical aspects and features, so please make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this, and see you guys just in a second. And yeah guys, before we get into the comparison, I just want to give you like some overall feedback when it comes down to gaming. And as you can see, the Apex Fortnite is a super fast keyboard. All my actions always bottom out no matter what. Yeah, and it's always like a lot of fun to play with it, since you know the build quality is great, the switches are fast, and yeah. And yeah guys, as you can hear right now, I'm using the SK61 with optical gator and blue switches, and these switches are as well extremely fast. The keyboard is just great overall. And now we're just gonna freebird a little bit so you can see pretty much you're not in a disadvantage while using this. All the actions are pretty much the same speed, or are exactly the same speed. The only difference is that these are blue switches, and other than that, yeah, you're gonna have no issues while fast editing or whatsoever. And if you're gonna go for the yellow ones, they're theoretically even faster than the Apex Pro, because you need a lower actuation force, I think it's called. Yeah, so you need to press it down just a little bit lighter and it's gonna actuate, and yeah, I don't know, that's technical stuff. Besides that, great keyboard, great quality, and now we're gonna go to the actual comparison, and I'm just gonna give you some more feedback and some personal experience with those keyboards, and yeah, see you guys just in a second. Yo, what's up guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on my channel, and today we're gonna talk a little bit about the SK61S, which I just currently purchased a few weeks ago, or straight up after Christmas, I don't even know, but yeah, something like 3 weeks probably. And a lot of people asked me if I could maybe compare the SK61S to the Apex Pro Tankulus, which I can of course do, and give you my most honest feedback, since a lot of reviewers just give you like the technical aspect and say like, yeah, it's great, it's a great price to performance keyboard, but they don't give like their most honest like opinion, I don't know, like their personal one. And first of all, to clarify, the Apex Pro Tankulus does come with the Omnipoint switches, which are still the fastest switches on the world right now. The only difference with the SK61 and the GK61 keyboard series is that these keyboards need less actuation force, which makes them theoretically faster, but the Apex Pro Tankulus still does have the fastest switches. Just want to clarify that, because a lot of people always say the SK61 with the yellow switches or the GK61 does have the fastest switches, but the switches themselves are not really that fast, it's more like the actuation force. And yeah, we're just gonna compare these keyboards now a little bit. I'm just gonna give you like my personal experience and yeah, try to give you some feedback. First of all, let's take a focus on the Apex Pro Tankulus. I've already did like, I think like 2 or 3 reviews of the Apex Pro Tankulus versus the Ana Pro 2 versus some other keyboard and just the Apex Pro itself. So yeah, it doesn't really like, I'm not gonna bother making another full-on review about this keyboard only. So I'm just gonna give you like some main aspects. Great build quality, tons of multimedia keys where you can control the RGB, which is insanely nice on this keyboard. I'm not gonna lie guys, this RGB is really fancy. The camera doesn't pick it up as well, like too much. I don't know, it's still like an old C920, but I think you can get it. The RGB is hella nice on this keyboard. You've got a small display here, OLED display, I don't know how to call them, which basically shows you the menu, the main menu, which you can access via media keys, which are here, or like volume. You've got like a small wheel here, which controls you or navigates you through the menu. I hope I didn't mute anything right now in my software. Yeah, we're just gonna open here the menu, and as you can see, we've got the illumination, macros, actuation, profiles, settings, and all that stuff guys. It's really a nice keyboard and it's hella smart. We've got the illumination, some presets, customize, whatever you can basically think about you can do here, and especially the actuation, since these are Omnipoint switches, and for some reason my actuation is on 5, I don't even know why. Frick, is it on 5? Should be on 1, which is the lowest one. It goes all the way up to 10. Why am I in the macros section here? Actuation. It goes all the way up to 10, and It's even gonna show you on the display, which is hella cool, how far you need to press the key to go on a certain actuation point level. We're just gonna put that back on 1 and we should be good to go. Yeah, it's just overall a great keyboard. You've got a USB port here, that's why the cable is so thick actually, that's the reason. If you ever wondered why the cable on SteelSeries keyboards is always so thick, there's always an USB type, USB 3.0 port on the keyboards themselves. It's like some hardened plastic, the keyboard itself. It has a really great build quality, nothing to complain there. If we switch it over to the back side, don't want to bend or break here anything, you can see that you can actually redirect the cable, so it's like, I don't know, so it's gonna go here to the middle or to the other side. Got some feet here, which you can pop out to change the angle of the keyboard, but I think just like here, it's pretty much perfect, nothing to complain there. The only negative aspect is, as you can probably already see, the ABS keycaps, which are super, I don't know, gross. They pick up all the oils you got on your hands, they pick up everything, all the dust, the sweat and everything. It's just really gross and they become really fast, really shiny and dirty. As you can see right now, I bent the keyboard a little bit. Yeah, this doesn't look too nice. And I swear guys, if you clean this keyboard, pretty much, like let's say I'm gonna clean the spacebar a little bit. Wait, clean the spacebar. You can see it's really hard to like clean and all that shit. You have to use really some, I don't know, some actual cleaning supplies from your mom, I don't know, just still that. Really hard to clean that. And as soon as I just swipe over it with my thumb, I don't know if the camera does actually pick it up, you can see it's getting like, again, really gross. This is a real great negative aspect of this keyboard. But yeah, you just need to spend probably like an extra $20 to $30 to get rid of these keycaps. This is it so far for the Apex Pro Tankless. Super great build quality, great stabilizers. Quick sound check, my boys, I'm gonna give you the quick sound check, you know what I'm saying. I hope, wait, I don't want to end the recording. Okay, I should be good to go now. Spacebar, sounds really good, really great for keyboard. Great stabilizers. As you can see, these switches do sound different than the Omnipoint switches. Because these are red switches here on the sides, you know? They sound different. They definitely sound different, boys. Yeah, but other than that, great stabilizers, great keyboard overall. I can highly recommend it, and this is pretty much the end game for gaming keyboards, if you ask me personally. So now let's move the Apex Pro Tankless a little bit to this side and focus on the SK61S, so which like this. So as you can see, first of all, 60% form factor. It's pretty much exactly this row on the Apex Pro Tankless. All kinds of keycaps would fit on this keyboard, and especially since it's a 60% keyboard, it's also really easy to find keycap sets for it. As you can see, all my keyboards I always do purchase in the US layout because I find the underbar just more appealing and it's easier to find keycap sets for it. One thing, a negative aspect on the SK61, I just want to give you guys straight up out of the box, is the keycaps themselves have an insanely small surface. Compare this now to a button from the Pro 2 and you can like immediately, okay wait, maybe not that one, go actually for this one. So this is now from RK61 and you can see we've got a way bigger surface overall. Got like a good, let's say 20% more surface than on this keycap from the SK61S. And they're all this small, like it doesn't matter. And this is also like the top row. It just says F5, but it was actually like a 60% keyboard. So if you actually compare like the 5, you can see they're like the same size. So this is actually really bad in my opinion, especially if you have like bigger hands, you know, and you want to press these. It can be a pain in the ass, not gonna lie there, boys. Other than that, I don't really have to complain about anything. I just switch out WASD, EQ and V, since I do use these mainly for my builds and movement in Fortnite. So of course I would switch these out, so I've got like a bigger surface, you know, so it's easier. The other keys I don't care as much, since I don't use them like for something as important as movement or building or editing, so therefore I just switch these up. I just realized you can't really see these ones because they're from the Ender Pro 2 still, my word, Ender Pro 2. Other than that, great build quality, hardened plastic, really solid, wouldn't bend or squeeze at all. The stabilizers are not the best on the market. I'm gonna give you a small audio check, guys. Please consider these are blue switches, so you're obviously gonna have this really mechanical sound. But now, guys, one thing. Watch the spacebar. It's not pressed. It's pretty much just me tapping on it. This is not good. This is not a good sign of a high quality keyboard, guys, in my opinion. And you can really hear how loosey, especially the stabilizers here on the spacebar are. This doesn't sound good. This doesn't feel good at all. And if you like press it somewhere on the side, here you can see, it happens sometimes that the spacebar doesn't react. And I don't know, for whatever reason you ever like press the spacebar like fast. I don't know, it might be an issue on the Apex Pro Tankless. It always actuates, no matter where you press it, on which side. And this basically just shows you or clarifies the extra price of the Apex Pro Tankless. You've got great stabilizers, you know what I'm saying, guys. I'm a huge fan of good stabilizers, especially for gaming keyboards, and in my opinion that's a must. Other than that, of course the SK61 does have advantages as well. You can pretty much, first of all, this is a keycap switcher, so let's say we wanna pull a keycap. Wait, which one? Do I actually wanna? I don't wanna scratch any of these right now. Yeah, I've got somewhere like a better one with which I don't scratch the keycaps, so I'm not trying to not actually like put on force right now. But if you remove the keycaps, you can actually pull out the switch, the whole entire switch of this keyboard, and replace it. Let's say if you're like tired of blue switches, go for red ones, go for yellow ones. If you want the fastest one in the world right now, fastest, brown ones, whatsoever switches, if they're available in the optical gate run variant, you can definitely pull them on this keyboard without any issues. Other than that, is there something I forgot to mention? It does come with USB Type-C, which is great as well. You know, you can put like custom USB Type-C cables on this keyboard, which is great, which I would have wished to see on the Apex Pro Tankless, but considering they have this USB port, that's probably the reason why they couldn't do it. I mean, yeah, it's a plus and a minus. Other than that, it also does come with Bluetooth. If you press the FN key and the spacebar, you enter the Bluetooth mode. Readjust my microphone real quick. So you enter the Bluetooth mode, and yeah, this is a really smart keyboard as well. You've got tons of multimedia keys as well to change the RGB and all that stuff. As you even can see on my old Logitech webcam, the RGB isn't as bright and shiny as on the Apex Pro Tankless. This keyboard is just beautiful when it comes down to RGB, guys. You can't change my mind there. On that, I don't know, wait, there's like somewhere here should be like the function to lower the, what's it called? Brightness of the keyboard itself. Like you can control all this stuff, and you also have arrow keys. If you press down the FN key and these 4 keys, you got arrow keys basically, which is not too great, especially if you like creating content and using editing software and all that stuff. This might be a pain in the ass. other than that, solid keyboard, great keyboard, and if you just consider it for gaming and not content creation, definitely go with the SK61S. If you've got the extra money to get a premium priced keyboard where you've got pretty much everything on the highest level possible and also avoid these stabilizers, you know what I'm saying, guys? Go for the Apex Pro Tankless. Considering its price to performance, the SK61 is incredible. 70 euros, round about 70 euros. USB Type-C, optical mechanical switches. You probably have to replace the keycaps if you have bigger hands like me. If you have smaller hands, this might probably be okay or right for you. Bluetooth and all that stuff, and a great build quality overall. As mentioned, if you want to go for the high-end product and pretty much the end game of all keyboards, like you will never probably need a better keyboard than the Apex Pro Tankless in the next few years. Like, I don't believe there's going to be anything which will top the Apex in the next few years. Go for the Apex Pro Tankless. And maybe SteelSeries will also drop a 60% layout of this keyboard. It might be kind of likely, since already like just the 60% layout is with the OmniPoint switches, so pretty much just delete this part here and the F key row and you're chilling, you know what I'm saying, guys. And other than that, this is pretty much it for today's video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, you would totally help me out with that. Other than that, I'm recording this right now at 2 AM, I don't know what I'm doing. The grind, boys, the grind. And yeah, if you've got any more questions, feel free to leave them down in the comment section. And yeah, have a great night, have a great day, and yeah, peace.